Hi everyone, Preeti this side from Diwan P. and Chopra and Company. Today we will be discussing an important regulatory update, that is compulsory dematerialization of shares for private companies. This development is crucial for shareholders, directors and management teams. Well, let's delve into the details and highlight the key elements of the update. Firstly, who is required to undergo compulsory dematerialization of shares? This applies to all private companies, although there are certain exemptions. Companies classified as small companies and common companies do not require to comply with this rule. Therefore, all private companies who does not fall under the exempted categories are required to adhere to this rule. The due date for the same is 30th September 2024. Now, you might be wondering, does the deadline 30th September 2024 apply to shareholders who want to convert their physical shares into electronic form? The answer is not exactly. This deadline is specifically for companies to obtain ISIN from depositories like NSDL or CDSL. Shareholders, on the other hand, can convert their securities into electronic form whenever they choose. This global shift to electronic record will significantly reduce the error and fraud in the security transactions. So what about wholly owned subsidiaries? Are they also required to dematerialize their shares? The short answer is yes. The wholly owned subsidiaries are not exempted from this requirement. Unlike public companies that enjoy certain exemptions under Rule 9A, Sub-Rule 11, private company must comply. Next up, do private companies need to file Form Pass 6 after dematerialization of shares? Absolutely. Private companies are required to follow Sub-Rule 4 to Sub-Rule 10 of Rule 9A, which includes the filing of Form Pass 6. The first filing will cover half year starting from October 2024 to March 2025. Filing this form ensures the accurate reconciliation of dematerialized shares, and it's worth noting that adopting the digital records has been shown to streamline operations and cut down on administrative costs. Now, can a company continue to issue securities after 30th September 2024 even if its all securities are not dematerialized? According to Rule 9B, yes. The answer is yes if promoters, directors and key managerial personnel have converted their holding in dematerialized form. In this case, the company can continue issuing new securities, buy back the right issue or bonus shares. Additionally, subscribers can apply for these securities only if they intend to hold them in dematerialized forms. This transition to electronic trading has transformed the market, making them more efficient and secure. Another important point, can securities still be transferred in physical form after 30th September 2024? The answer is no. After this date, the transfer must be conducted electronically. This shift to electronic transaction minimizes the risk associated with the physical share certificates, like loss or forgery, and speed up the transaction process. So, what happens if company doesn't comply with these provisions? While Section 29 of the Companies Act does not specify penalties, the general penalty provision under Section 450 do apply. The company and every officer of the company who is in default will face a penalty of rupees 10,000. Continued non-compliance may lead to additional penalty of rupees 1,000 per day up to a maximum of 2 lakhs for the company and 50,000 for the directors. These penalties highlight the importance of adhering to regulatory standards and encourage prompt compliance. In conclusion, understanding and adhering to the provisions on compulsory dematerialization of shares is essential to avoid penalties and to ensure smooth corporate operations. This regulatory shift does not just facilitate compliance, it also contributes to a more secure investment environment. Thank you.